Hi everyone, this is Vanessa with the Hideaway Homestead, and I'm here in the kitchen with you today to make some simple low sugar peach jam with the last of our yellow flesh peaches that we harvested from our peach trees. If you enjoy watching our videos, please be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can follow along with us each week as we go on our homesteading journey. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is just give our peaches a quick wash here in the sink. The easiest way to peel these peaches is on the bottom of your peach, just make an X. And I'm going to do that to each and every one. I have a pot of boiling water. I'm going to submerge our peaches into the boiling water for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then we're going to remove them and place them in ice water. So I'll go ahead and let them set here for just a few moments. So it's been about 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and look and see. And they're already starting to peel. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these and place them into the ice water. So I've let our peaches set in the ice water for a few minutes. They should be ready to start peeling, and they should peel really easily with no effort at all. And the skin just kind of slides off. Okay. And I'm going to cut these peaches in half and take out the stone. If there's any bad spots, I want to cut those out as well. I'm going to kind of slice these, and I'm going to place them in a mixture of 1/4 a cup of lemon juice and 4 cups of water, and that's just going to keep our peaches from browning. So now that we've finished peeling our peaches and removing the stones and slicing them up, we need to measure out 4 cups of crushed peaches. So I'm going to measure about 4 cups into this measuring cup. And then I'm just going to use a potato masher to kind of crush them up a little bit. And we should have just enough. And you don't have to get these completely mashed. It's kind of up to you. And they'll cook down a little bit as well. Press that down, and I can add our last couple of peaches. And I do believe we have exactly enough today. So for the jam that we're making today, we're going to use 4 cups of crushed ripe peaches. We also have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to boost the acidity of the jam. And then I have 1/3 a cup of cold water. And we're going to use 3 tablespoons of this low sugar pectin. Just look for the pink Sure-Gel box in the store. And then our last ingredient that we'll need today is 1 cup of sweetener. I'm using organic sugar, but you can use any type of granulated sugar, sugar substitute, or honey. So we're going to start getting our jam ready by adding our 4 cups of crushed peaches to a pot. And then I need to add our 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then I have 1/3 a cup of cold water. Okay. Give that a quick stir. I'm going to get my heat going. And we're going to gradually stir in our pectin. And we're going to get this coming to a full rolling boil that when we go to stir it is still boiling. And that's going to take us a few minutes. So. now we have our peach mixture at a full rolling boil. I'm stirring it, but it's still bubbling really good. So we want to go ahead and let this do a full rolling boil and let it boil hard for 1 minute, stirring constantly. So 1 minute has passed. I'm gonna go ahead and add my sweetener, my sugar, and I'm gonna stir that in. And we wanna bring this right back up to a full rolling boil. And we need to let it boil hard for 1 minute more while we stir it constantly. So 1 minute's passed, so you wanna remove this from your heat or turn your heat off. And we are ready to start filling our jars. So I do have a little bit of foam that I'm gonna skim off here just a little. So I'd already prepped my water bath canner. In this case, I just have a regular stock pot that I am able to cover my jars with. And this recipe does 4 half-pint or 8-ounce jars. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that first one out here. So we're gonna go ahead and start filling our jars. And you wanna fill these jars about to 1/4 inch headspace. Just go ahead and start filling that up. And this is hot, be very careful. So if you don't have a way to measure the headspace, I'm coming up to about this last little ring for the screw top is your 1/4 inch headspace. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you wipe the top of your jars, make sure there's nothing on it so that you get a good seal. I've already pre-washed all these jars and my lids and bands, so I'm good on that. And don't forget to just do finger tight. And I'm very careful about that because I used to tighten mine a little too much and I've gotten much better about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back in the pot and go ahead and fill the next one. I've got all my jars in here and I've got the water starting to come up to a boil. You want to make sure when you're water bath canning that your jars are covered by at least about 1 to 2 inches of water. And I've got just a little over an inch here, so that'd be good. You want to go ahead and put your lid on. And you want to process your peach jam for 10 minutes, but you do need to adjust for altitude. In my case, I'm about 1,500 feet above sea level, so I'm gonna have to process mine for 15 minutes. But we'll go ahead and put a link so you can see how long you need to process yours for your altitude. Once it comes to a full rolling boil, we will go ahead and start our processing time. And then once our time's up, we'll turn off the heat, remove it from the heat. We've come to the end of our processing time, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat off. If you're on maybe like an electric burner, you may wanna completely carefully remove it from the heat. But you wanna go ahead and take your lid off. And we just wanna let it the jars stay in the water for about 5 more minutes. And that's gonna prevent any siphoning of the jam or anything once we remove the jars out of the pot. So we'll let those set and then we'll pull them out. So our 5 minutes is up. I'm gonna go ahead and start lifting the jars out. You just wanna do that carefully without knocking them over or tipping them. If there's water on top of the lid, that's okay, it's not a big deal. So that's it, guys. It's as simple as that. We're gonna go ahead and let these jars set overnight, about 24 hours. And then after that time, I can go ahead and remove our screw bands. And then we can check our seals and make sure everything's sealed up. that the little bubble in the top has vacuum sealed down. I have this jar I made a couple weeks ago. Once you're able to take your bands off, you can actually just hold it by the lid, and obviously you can see that it's sealed good. Another thing to note is your jam may not actually completely thicken or gel for 1, 2, maybe even 3 days. But I use the same recipe for this jar, and if you want to take a look, I mean, it's completely gelled there. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today to make this simple low sugar peach jam. We'll have the recipe down below, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those in the comments. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. And don't forget, make time for dirt time. See you next week.